Good morning, everybody. This is Kim Danke coming to you live on this Thursday morning, April 7th, 2022, and we are 97 days into the 2022 edition of the Game of Life, and I hope that you are playing along with me. So today I'm going out to lunch with my VP, and we're going to enjoy time together. Let me just tell you the most hilarious story. On Monday, we had a in-person staff meeting. We all work remote. For those of you that don't know, in addition to loving what I do for Shibboleth, I am also the president of a Roundabout Local Media, and we distribute 5 hyper-local magazines. So we have 5 different community magazines. It's a lot of fun, but we all work remote. But we like to come together and see each other and stay in touch and all. So on Monday, we had our in-person staff meeting, and it really does make sense for myself and Jennifer to have lunch after that meeting, but we hadn't set it up, and so I didn't plan on it, and she was sitting there hoping that we were going to get to go to lunch, and I said, no, I didn't mention lunch. I said, well, I'll see you later. I'm going home to eat my hamburger and eggs because I had a plan for the day. And later on, when she Marco Polo'd me, she says, I was really hoping to eat lunch with you today. And you said, well, I got to go have hamburger and eggs. And I just started laughing so hard. So hard. It was just so funny. But so anyway, she and I are getting to go to lunch today because it has worked out for us to go to lunch today. So that'll be fun. And now we've made a better plan for those in-person staff meetings for lunch after. That is on my calendar, rather than me being like laser focused on getting myself home and having my hamburger and eggs that day. I was going to eat that. And then, oh golly, something else. Oh, phooey. Hopefully I'll think of it in a second. When you hop on here this morning, please say good morning, where you're watching from, and what type of Shibboleth day you're going to have today. I'm going to have an intermittent fasting day, even though I am going out to lunch. Going to Miller's Ale House. I'm going to have burger, no bun, and broccoli is my new French fry. And it's not only the truth in how I order, it's also really tasty. Do you know, I almost enjoy the broccoli a little bit more now than the French fry, unless you get some special French fries. You know, not all French fries are worth their calories. So the broccoli, though, is pretty darn good. So that's what I'm going to have today at Miller's Ale House. It'll be good. It needs to be an intermittent fasting perfect day because in the first 5 days of the month, I had already had 4 holidays. What's funny is my normal tradition, we are going to have so many patterns living this lifestyle. I've noticed I have a pattern of perfect days on Monday, and I have a pattern of perfect days on Wednesdays. It's because I get more of the busy as a bee and steady as a clock badges than the others. Now this month, I'm hoping that I can finally earn the Thursday, Friday shirts, because what I have planned is I've got Saturdays and Sundays planned for holidays. That'll be 9, and then I already had the first, that's 10, and then I'm going to a Braves game, that's 11, and I think I just have one more extra or something. No, oh yeah, it was this past Tuesday where I gave into a holiday after working on my taxes all day long for like 12 hours. So I could send anybody into a holiday. Just kidding. But so I had that day. So there's my 12. So it's going to be mostly intermittent fasting perfect days through the week. Now, if I decide to switch that up, I know that I will be mentally trading a day from the weekend. But we've got Easter this month. I'm going to either Maggiano's or Cheesecake Factory with Tim and Jackson on Sunday after church, because Tim got a little Live It Like Husband award. That's where he works, and they said take your family out to eat, so we're going to do that. What else? Yeah, so I've already got all the things kind of planned out, and so it'll be an IMF day, and that's why we look at our calendar. That's why we want to be well aware of what's going on in our life for the month, so we can have a plan. But it's flexible, and you can make those changes as needed, which is really, really good. All right, the word for the day of 365 titles. I couldn't remember it. Names, titles, and attributes of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit is gift of God. And isn't Jesus the gift of God? You know, Good Friday is coming up soon. And so many people think of that as a sad day, a mournful day. It's really not. It's also, it's a wonderful day. It could be called God's Friday. See, a lot of things came from, older versions of the way they said things. It could also be considered Holy Friday. A good thing happened on that day that does not need to be mourned. Now, I think that personally I think we should take communion, remember what he did, thank him for all of that. But it's a precious and wonderful day that leads to victory. So that's coming up, which is good. So Jesus is the gift of God. Gift of God. Okay, so today's devotion comes from To Blank with the Hustle. And I really like this new concept that I'm having of creating margin. Now, I've been creating margin. In fact, I've been creating so much margin that poor Patty Bass, who I used to Marco Polo with all the time, but now that I don't have my phone in my hand all the time, she messaged me the other day and she says, well, I guess you're living your purposeful driven life and I'm not in it. I about died laughing so hard too at that. It was just so funny. I laugh so hard in the car sometimes listening to these little Marco Polos that people send me, but I just hadn't had my phone in there. And I'll tell you what, not having to have your phone in your hand all the time does help create margin. Now I just need to figure out how to put my exercise clothes on and go out and walk. That's what I need to figure out how to do. But what's really funny is I've also already in my own mind started trying to figure out what else I could do to fill my time. And I'm a dreamer. So, I was talking to my husband last night. Well, I want to do this. And Jackson and I are going to this small business luncheon with Kennesaw State University coming up. And I want to be able to do this when we retire and all that. So my mind is always running. And I do enjoy that. But I want to make sure that it fits into God's plan. And I still want to also create that margin in my life. So the word margin is going to be our friend today because, let me just start off right here. It says we can only truly give from margin. So financially, if you have no margin at all, then there's no generosity just out of fun because you don't have it to give. There's no emotional room if you don't give yourself margin emotionally. And you got to give yourself margin vocationally. I started picking out my work hours based on what I have to do each week because mine varies. So I started putting some hours on that, which was helpful. And then I started going over those hours, which that would be a choice, and that's okay. But it still wasn't over 8 hours. But I also want to say right now, in conjunction with what we do, you got to give yourself margin when it comes to calories. And that's how portion control helps us get that margin, because with that margin there, our body still needs energy and it's going to access stored energy. And that's the fat that we want to get off of our bodies. That is, that's sitting there ready to be used. If we set up the right environment inside of our body, it will use it. Which is amazing. It's amazing that this whole thing is so scientific. Purposefully living below our means and not buying everything the world says we need. And I love it when they says the world says we need. Do you know how the drip, 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 drip of commercials and of ads and of other things have finally told us? I mean, we finally have just kind of slowly but surely, like that frog who gets in the water and the water turns up slowly, he just dies, not even knowing that he was dying. But if it had been hot when he was thrown in the water, he would have jumped right out. It's the same thing with being desensitized. It's the same thing. It's a slow drip. Although we've had our slow drip in this world that we're in pushed to a faster drip with a lot of things that we're supposed to tolerate. And tolerance is not a biblical word. Purposefully living below our means and not buying everything the world says we need, and maybe saying no to an extra car or a bigger house, leaves margin in our finances. It leaves space. We are spending less than what we have, so we have margin. And when we have margin, we have freedom. I know I like freedom. I really like freedom. Freedom to give, freedom to invest, and freedom from stress. Same goes with our time. Don't spend all the time you have, so you can be free and use it to serve. Is there a suggestion? When I start talking about our family's intense views on time and schedule, and this is a guy named Jeff Bethke. He and his wife live in Hawaii, and they are authors and speakers. It's easy for people to think it's selfish or privileged. I've even been asked if I ever let myself be inconvenienced for others. Yes, I do. I want to be ruthless about focusing on our priorities in our schedule so I can be inconvenienced and actually have time for it. To me, there is no better way to show someone you love than you. Let me start that over. To me, there is no better way to show someone you love them than to bear an inconvenience of someone else's burden with joy. But most of us have zero possibility for margins in our schedules, no flexibility for interruptions. When we read through the Gospels, some of the craziest stories about Jesus happened because he let himself be interrupted. He wasn't in a hurry. What he did on his way, what he was on his way to could wait. He was open to the Spirit's leading. Most of us schedule the Holy Spirit right out of our calendars, so we don't have the space to be ready to serve in the ordinary, mundane, unnoticed ways. I wonder if our busyness with big things or big dreams or the Great Commission is actually our excuse to not have to know the people who live next door. That's truthful. Have we somehow forgotten that the person across the hall and the mailman and the neighbor and the barista qualify as people who live in a nation? So why do we have to do some crazy big thing for God when the command he gave us can be fulfilled by just being faithful and loving well over and over again? I'm going to go back right here to this part. It says, but most of us have zero possibility for margin in our schedules, no flexibility for interruptions. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about, I believe, yesterday. And people tell me all the time, I don't have time to watch those videos. I don't have time to learn this. Well, if it's important, you need to make time. But if you have been feeling you're emotionally empty, and so you fill yourself with food and you fill yourself with things to do so that you don't actually have to sit alone by yourself, it's to me a sign that there needs to be some healing to take place. So if you start eliminating some of those things that you're doing just to fill your time to not have to sit alone by yourself, fill it with some going on to the Shibboleth website. I created a new WOW challenge yesterday and sent it to Travis last night because I created my own WOW challenge yesterday, and then I gave it to try. I went onto the website last night and looked around for the ones that included what I ate, but nothing was specifically what I had. And so I sent it to Travis, and he said that he would add it. And then Patricia Hurt added a little caveat, which is already the way that some of the WOW challenges are written. So I suggested that he just write it that way. But I called it Kim's Bionic Hemp Day. And so I had bio coffee and cocoa ringa for breakfast yesterday morning. I had a third of a hemp bar for lunch, and then I had a third of a hemp bar for dinner. And I normally eat dinner around 4, so that's what I did. But it's not really suggested that you have a hemp bar after 4, just because of the energy that it might give you. Not that it's bad for you to eat at night, it's just that the energy it might give you, if you are sensitive to that, I wouldn't want to have that when you go to sleep at night. But I really enjoyed that, and I'm down 1.5 pounds. Now, I had holidays, so it wasn't like I lost fat, but I don't mind being down 1.5 pounds because it helped get off what I did over the holidays. All right, so who's on here with me this morning? Hey, Chris, good morning. Happy Thursday. I am F Day in Jacksonville, Florida. A busy day in store, delaying leaving on my weekend as there are tornado warnings near where I am going. Yes, I would definitely delay. We had some storms come through here last night. So, yes. Hey, Colleen, good morning from Michigan. Having a perfect day. And Diane, Columbus, Mississippi. I am F Day. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is so important. That share button is somewhere on your screen, y'all. Just click that. Day 4 of Battle Buddy, and it's the last day. I hope you had fun and enjoyed that. It was good for you, I can tell that. Hey, Charlene from Michigan, having a perfect day. And Cheryl Davis, a Tiger 16 day. Okay, so Cheryl, I did a Tiger 16 day yesterday, except I didn't mark it that way because a Tiger 16 day needs to include devotion, which I did. It also includes walking, which I didn't do. So I had a Tiger 16 day with food, and that was the first time ever, y'all. I just didn't get the walking in. Hey, Dana, good morning. Mulvane, Kansas. I'm so glad it's not on Zoom as I got the notification just after stepping out of the shower. Oh, that's funny, Dana. Getting ready for the day while listening. Well, I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you for making me laugh with that because it's true. Sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, is that people seeing me on this? Good morning, Tammy, Alto, Georgia. Perfect day. So, Tammy, Alto, Georgia. Okay. Brittany, good morning. Work here in Sandy Springs, Georgia. Having a perfect day. Hey, Polly, good morning. I'm having a perfect day in Dalton. Scrambled eggs and Jimmy Dean turkey sausage and coffee. That sounds yummy. My husband cooked 2 pieces of sausage that he had purchased. It's probably not approved, but I mean, it's just sausage patties. And I was in there last night and it smelled so good because it had maple in it. And you know what I did? I went, I'd like to go eat some of that. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I think of that as a fragrance, like some perfume. Wouldn't eat perfume, but I enjoy the smell. I'm going to sniff and smell that maple sausage that he's cooking like a perfume. And I thought about that, the same thing. Remember that time I brought home that really pretty cupcake? And I said, I need to look at this just as art. I do not need to eat it. It can be art. I can enjoy it and I smashed it. And I can smash it and have fun. But yesterday I had to really think through that sausage. I went, why is this sausage wanting to draw me in? And I thought, why can't you just enjoy the smell of it? And so that was kind of a fun little revelation. Just enjoy the smell of it. Angelia, hello from Western North Carolina. Please keep my dear lifelong friend in your prayers. Oh, she's going to bury her husband today. I'm so sorry. Please also pray for my county. He was a conservative running for sheriff. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Please pray someone else. Yes. Well, dang. I wonder what happened, Angelia. Was he sick or was it an accident? Oh, my goodness. Hey, Amanda, good morning. Having a perfect day today. That's awesome. Hope you have a great day. Thank you, Chris and Colleen, for typing in the name today, Gift of God. Thank you. Hey, Lavelle, good morning from Dallas, Georgia. Let's see, Dana says, I have learned that when I consider walking, I get up and go. For some odd reason, the thought of changing and such always bogs me down. But just putting on my tennis shoes and going is the best of me and how I get my steps in. Dana, it's so true. It's the thought of changing clothes. Yes, it is. So I've got to get over that somehow. Hey, Cindy, good morning from Virginia. Having a perfect day. Hey, Valerie, having a perfect day in Indiana. And Dana says, Elizabeth Elliot often said, seeing interruptions and God's divine appointments. Oh, yes, seeing interruptions as God's divine appointments. Suzette, good morning. I am F Day in Southeast Kansas, down 51 pounds. Girl, you just came in and did that. That is amazing. Congratulations. Praise God. It is true. Oh my goodness. It's wonderful. That is awesome. You have been reaching goals, but remember what we said about goals this week. Don't let that be the end all be all. Let's continue to be in formation. And you know, Travis always says we're human beings, not human doings. And that kind of goes along with being in a formation. So we're always being formed. So you continue to be formed, Suzette, and way to go. Let's see. Julie says, y'all need to quit buying up all that Coca-Ringa. So there's still some available to buy. LOL, just kidding. Yeah, I I hadn't bought Coco Ringa in the longest time. And then it went through my mind to try something new because I was wanting to have all my food that I could have in a day before noon. And so I thought I got to switch something up. So I bought one, and I haven't bought another one yet, but I am about empty, so I do need one. Hey, Polly, thank you for those stars and hearts. Thank you. Hey, Samantha, good morning. And I love the sunshine. Happy Thursday, IMF Day. Chatsworth, Georgia. God gives us the strength to endure what comes at us. We can do anything with Christ who strengthens us. I love that. It's awesome. And Cheryl says, great job. Have you ever just ran in place every hour? I try to at least run in place 1,000 steps every hour, even when I walk. I don't need to change the clothes. I don't sweat that way. No, it's true. And you are right. You are right. Yes. And I've done many nights just kind of like dancing around and doing all kinds of crazy stuff and all of that kind of stuff. Try every time you go to the bathroom. Yes. No, I need to do that. I need to do that, Cheryl. I did have my Fitbit set to show me, tell me I need to move. And then I don't know, I must have taken that off or something, but it doesn't tell me to move anymore or give me that reminder. Well, I hope that y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Go ahead and journal your day so that you can be prepared for what you're doing. I'm going to have the bio coffee and Coco Ringa again this morning. I'm going to have the burger no bun and broccoli at lunch at Miller's Ale House. And then for dinner, I may eat the third of that hemp bar because I want to try to do just 3 eating episodes today. See if I can get back down under I'm at 140 exactly right now, but I want to get back under my line in the sand. So, and I'm going to try to have I need a perfect Thursday, but it'd be great if I can earn those 2 shirts this week and earn those badges. All right, y'all have a great day. Bye.